Hey everybody, it's Chad with Nobody Else's Auto. 8 o'clock Sunday evening, time for some live chat. Facebook will not set up at all tonight. So, let me post a message on here. I've been fighting Facebook. It will not even go tonight. Okay. Throw a note up there for our friends on Facebook. Who's here ready to go tonight? Buick Man, Neil, Glenn's here, Matt's on, Dad's here with us, Jim Petty, Kevin L. Austin's here, Charles is on. Glad you guys are all here. Okay, got that message up for our Facebook friends. That Facebook is just dead tonight, apparently. It wouldn't even go. I kept trying to set the live up. Nothing. It would just give me a gray screen. So we'll just shut Facebook completely down and get ready to go with all you guys. Alan's here with us. Brian Waycamp's on. Number one's here. Bill Wagaman. Loader Mike's on. Glad you guys are here. Mark's here with us. Lots of things to talk about. Lots of stuff going on. Glad you guys all made it back yet tonight for the chat. Things have been a little bit busy for me. I literally just finished getting things set up, so it's been kind of crazy. Bill Disk is on. Jeff from Ottawa. Nate's here with us. All right. Obviously, you guys know I was at the swap meet this weekend. We're going to talk about some of that. But Dennis is here with us. Been kind of a crazy day. Didn't get home till late this afternoon. Just finally finished getting things set up and ready to go. Briggs Garage made it. So, but hey, we made it. Barely, but we made it. At least most of us. Facebook still wouldn't work. That's out of my control. But most of us made it. Mark's like, no badges, too many last week. It's all right. We got them right here, ready to go. They're right there. They're ready to go. Don't worry. So anyway, where should we start? First off, we probably should start with the time slot situation. We touched on this last week. There was a lot of response to just go ahead and go to 7:30, which I kind of wanted to go ahead and do based on the feedback we got last week. The problem was this week with me being gone. I mean, I left after lunch Wednesday. So I was here only Monday and Tuesday, basically, and then I was out of here heading to the swap meet and just been go all week until about 2 hours ago. Balin Wire made it. Pete's here with us. All 3 badges put up. All 3 badges. Good idea, Bill. Ron's here with us. We'll give you a triple shot to get us going. Devin's here with us. There we go, Bill. So anyhow, the 7:30 time slot, based on the feedback that we've been getting, 7 o'clock is too early for the guys out west. 8 o'clock is too late for the guys back east. So it seems like 7:30 is our happy medium. We started talking about that quite a bit last week. We got a lot of positive response to that. So I think at this point, and there again, unless any of you guys have any big issues with it, that next Sunday we will just start at a 7:30 time slot and probably leave it there. That's right, Tim. It'll be a new bat time. That really seems to be our best balance. So, Buick Man's in the middle of the country anyway, so he's kind of either way. And I understand we're never going to please everybody. It's almost impossible. But I want to try to make it work for as many people as we can. So maybe that'll let the East Coast guys stick around a little bit longer, and help the West Coast guys get on a little bit quicker, so that it still works for them. Kevin made it. Kevin Brown here with us. So that's kind of what I'm thinking is next week. There again, unless we get a lot of pushback for that. 7:30 works good for Bill Disk. Alan from Arizona. Alan from Arizona did hit Pioneer Village. Awesome, Alan. Glad you had a chance to get there. Tim B, the raffle, red lines, Hot Wheels red lines. All these red lines behind me on the shelf. Original late 60s, early 70s era. Real deal red line Hot Wheels. Tony's here with us. That's what we've got this month. Giving those away in 2 weeks, Tim. That's right, like Glenn, 225 episodes tonight. How crazy is that? To me, it's insane that you guys keep coming back. But hey, we keep doing it. It keeps working. So Scott's here with us. So anyway, the 7:30 time slot is kind of what I think we're probably going to be looking at. So unless there's JP. So as long as everybody's good with that, we will plan on shooting for 7:30 next Sunday and probably just drop anchor in that time slot. So Greg from Glasgow's here with us. So bear that in mind. We'll get some posts up on the Nobody's Facebook page and put some reminders out there. I will obviously post a reminder next week before we go. But let's plan on doing the 7:30 time slot and see how that works for everybody. But that seems to be our happy medium is kind of what where we're looking at from there. So, but anyway, speaking of the Nobody's page, tons of content on there. That's awesome that you guys keep contributing to that, keep putting stuff up on there, keep that page building. It's got a lot of momentum. I haven't seen Rusty Okie on here yet, but I was curious. He posted a picture. His truck got hit. Was curious if Rusty Okie was going to make it on tonight to make sure that make sure everything was okay. Hopefully it was just the fender, but we'll see if Rusty Okie gets on with us tonight. I know he's got to get up really early, and this time slot wasn't good for him either. But I did notice he posted that. A lot of great things happening. You guys are putting a ton of great content on there. I enjoy seeing it. And, the car shows, your own collections, things you find, it's been awesome. So I really appreciate all of you guys that are contributing to that page. If you're not on it, the Nobodies on Facebook, be sure to get on it. Jump on there, answer the questions. Rusty Okie or Zach Whiskey Business will get you in. And what do you want? What? And there's been some pictures of kitty cats on there too. Loader Mike just posted one. What? You want to say hi? You do? Come here. All right. Yes, there. You can say hi to everybody. There you go. Say hi. Over here. Camera's over here. Hey. Right here. Yes. Camera's right over there. Meow. What are you doing? You're showing everybody your... Yes, you don't want to do that. Don't show that to the camera, goofball. No, you're getting too close to the keyboard. Drink for the cat. Yes, Venable Avengers. You put a picture of a kitty on there. Yes, everybody's over here. Yes, everybody's over there. This is where they want to see you, right there. No, that's the keyboard. The keyboard is over there. You're not allowed right there. All right, we're just going to put you down because you're getting obnoxious. You're getting kind of obnoxious. You keep heading straight for the keyboard. You got to get out. All right. Gray Kitty interruption. But anyway, the Nobody stuff, the content on there has been great. I enjoy seeing it, and I appreciate your guys' contributions to that. It's been cool. Part of the reason that before we get to the swap meet, we'll touch on what happened today. Today has been kind of crazy. I had a meeting at Pitt State this morning on my way back through from the Springfield swap meet. Had a great meeting there this morning. Brian's here with us and looking forward to some exciting stuff. If you guys are not on the Pitt State Automotive Technology YouTube channel, please jump on there, give us a subscribe, check out some of the content. We're going to be putting some more stuff up there on a regular basis, working on the open house in November. If you guys have any friends or you have kids or you are a kid interested in an education in the automotive world, be it 2-year, be it a 4-year bachelor's degree, Pitt State can handle all that, as well as a lot of other technical degrees, construction management, manufacturing management, plastics, woods. They have a ton of that stuff. We've got a lot of amazing things happening at Pittsburgh State. This fall is going to be off the rails for the Tech Center. If you or someone you know is interested in a technical degree, college degree, be it a 2-year associate's program or a full 4-year bachelor's program, holler at me, get on the Pitt State YouTube channel, check out the pittstate.com website and our pittstate.edu website. And we've got some amazing, exciting things coming up. So stay tuned. We'll be putting some stuff out on my channel. We will be feeding more to the Pitt State Automotive Technology website or YouTube channel. But there's going to be some amazing things happening, and it is going to be super exciting what's happening down there this fall. So, obviously, that's where I went to school. I've got a deep passion for that school. It did a lot of good things for me, and this is a little way that hopefully I can help give that back to them and make some things happen. So, really excited about that and what this fall is going to bring down there. So, then on the way back, I stopped at my buddy's place in Beaumont, Kansas. And working on some content for him at the historic Beaumont Hotel. If you're an aviation buff, that is a must-see place. Tons of aviation history there, including another twin beach, just like my twin beach. Only this one has a little bit more of an interesting history. In Beaumont, Kansas, the Beaumont Hotel, and we'll be putting some content out there. I did a short on it that I'll throw up. This Beech 18 was actually a drug runner airplane. That's right, Glenn. The Frisco Tower is there from when the railroad ran through there. Joe's Classics made it. But yeah, this actual Twin Beech that they've got was a drug running airplane, but it was owned by a guy named Barry Seals. They actually made a movie about this dude that Tom Cruise starred in. I think it's called American Made. Super interesting. Alex here, Ken from Michigan, Rich's Garage. Sounds good, Tim. We will get you in there for next week. So I've got a short coming up on that. We're going to put some content up on the Beaumont Hotel and RV Park channel as well. But if you ever come traveling through that part of Kansas, you definitely want to check that. That's right, Pete. He did run out of Arkansas. Super interesting story. Turned informant for the FBI. Crazy, crazy story. And one of his airplanes is at the Beaumont Hotel in Beaumont, Kansas. So it's pretty cool. Like I said, I'll put a little bit up on my channel. I've got some cool pictures of it. But Martin's here. If you ever get through that area of the country, it's well worth stopping by, grabbing some lunch. And you never know. You may see an airplane taxi up to the hotel while you're sitting there eating lunch. Yes, they have a grass strip. You can land there and taxi straight up to the hotel and park. So we'll be putting some more stuff. I put some stuff up on the channel a few years ago, but it's super windy that day. It wasn't very good, so there wasn't much we could do. But I'll be getting some more stuff out of there. So I stopped and did a little bit of content there. But that's a cool place. And like I said, some super interesting history in there. Well worth checking out. But anyway, backing up to the big news for the week, the Springfield Swap Meet. I did see some of you guys there. I saw Rusty Oakey's truck, but I didn't run into him. But I know he was there. Saw Pete there. Rico and Jess were there. Jason Bradshaw was there. There were several other of you that just stopped and said hi real quick, which was super great. And that's right, Glenn. It's a beautiful area to drive through down in the Flint Hills of Kansas. That's another great point. So it was great seeing some of you guys. You know, some of you guys just said hi. I didn't catch your name. I appreciate that. But the Springfield Swap Meet, no, Jess did not have her pink hat. So just give me a shout, Greg, and we'll see. My next couple days are going to be pretty busy just from being gone, but I will be around all week. So Alex is here. Glad you made it, Alex. But how did I do at the Springfield swap meet? Well, I did okay. Not as good as I have done the past few years. I did get some parts found. Sounds good, Greg. I did buy some parts, not as much as I usually do. Awesome, Martin. I'll be watching for it. But it was okay. We got a couple cool things for us. Obviously, like I mentioned last week, I'm buying another shop that I'm getting ready to close on in a few weeks. So I don't want I couldn't spend too much money on stuff that I wanted. Did get one really cool sign and a couple of other smaller signs. Got an amazing bicycle, beautiful bicycle. Matt had a cousin that went to the swap meet. Maybe he's one that said hi to me. I'm not sure, but Frank's here with us. But so we've got some of that stuff coming up on Toy Tuesday. I did get some cool small stuff, some cool toys for my collection. I haven't talked to them since we left Saturday, so I don't know how they ended up doing overall. Now this new shop is going to be for rent. I need to rent this one out. I need it generating income. So we'll get some of that stuff worked in on Toy Tuesday. But what you guys are concerned about, no, I don't have anything like Thrush side pipes, the big side pipes that almost look like running boards. And I don't know the last time I've ever seen any. Big Job made it. Big Job's here, everybody. But what you guys were concerned about, what did I find that's going to be in the auctions, which I don't have it. I got one box of toys in here. I can grab maybe we can grab a toy or two out of that box because that got unloaded. Tweedly D made it. Stuck in Denver from Tokyo. Missed the connecting flight going through customs. Well, that sucks that you're not home yet, Tweedly D, but hey, I'm glad you were still ready or still able to jump on with us for a bit tonight. So yeah, we'll see if we can dig a few of those toys out. They're all dumped in a box over there. It's all closed up. We'll see when we get to the auctions. If we have time, I'll dig one or two out of there. But we do have some toys, some pretty cool early stuff. I got some cool cans, like some early metal, old school metal, good oil cans that are going to be hitting the auction. I did get some cool badges and emblems. One or two caps that are maybes. I don't know. I haven't decided if I'm going to let them go yet or not. But we did definitely have I did definitely find some cool stuff that's going to be popping up on auctions over the next several weeks. That's a good point. Tweedly D has to be the viewer with the most viewings from random locations. That very well could be. So there's Pappy. Pappy made it on tonight. Glad you guys are all keep making it back and hanging out. So anyway, we'll do a quick short. I've got a lot of stuff to package from being gone. Once I get everything packaged, I'll get to work unloading the truck. We'll I don't know if either I'll do a video or a short on what I brought back. A lot of the cool memorabilia stuff will be coming up on some upcoming Toy Tuesdays. So we will definitely have some of that stuff coming up to share with you. And like I said, we're going to be filling up an auction box with some of the cool stuff that we got. Just going off the top of my head. Oh yeah, I got a couple of handfuls of emblems actually, that and some really cool ones that are going to be hitting the auctions. So yeah, I guess I can't even remember it all because when I get to buying, it all goes in there, and then I sort it all out when I get back. So anyway, that's what happened to the Springfield Swap Meet. It was great seeing some of you there. Appreciate all you guys that stopped and said hi. And always great seeing a lot of the regulars that I see. You know, my buddy Mick with the big orange camper. You know, just seeing guys like that it's the only time of the year you see them. You know, it's great. So always appreciate seeing friends like that. And having a chance to catch up, even if it's for 5 or 10 minutes, you know. John's here with us. So even if it's 5 or 10 minutes, at least you get to say hi. How's it going? How's your year been? Find anything cool? What's been happening? And it's so cool just taking a few minutes and saying hi to those guys. So that's great. But even though I didn't buy as much as I usually do, still a fun weekend. No, the toy guy from Vegas was not there. I was actually kind of curious if he would be. I did shoot some content, so I got to get that stitched together. If I don't get it done by tomorrow night, I'll definitely have it up later this week. Bugatti copy of the show today was cool. Pictures on the Nobody's page. So pictures of the Bugatti copy on the Nobody's page. Thanks for that, Buick man. I can see that, Tweedledee. That wouldn't surprise me the way it sounds like your last day or two has been going. So stay tuned. We'll get the video up from the swap meet. And had a great time there. Great seeing some of you guys. So what else has been going on? Time to move forward with some new inventory, the promo model badges, caps. I did not get story time ready tonight. I ran out of time. So we'll skip that this week. Talk about the raffle. We'll auction some stuff off. We still got a lot of fun stuff to do yet tonight. So great kitty fur. New inventory, obviously. Oh, one other thing before we go any further. Completely almost forgot. I got it up on the next screen. Monterey. Monterey was last week. I have not talked to Jim Wicks. I texted him, have not heard back yet. Some big, big money cars changed hands this week. I did look at the results from Mecum. If you have not looked, something worth checking out. The 69 Ford GT40 lightweight hammering at $7.86 million. A 30 Packard hammering at $1.375 million. The Hemi Daytona, 4-speed Hemi Daytona, hammering at $3.3 million. 67 Corvette L88 convertible, $2.3 million. So there were some big money cars that changed hands. However, when you look at the overall results, there were an awful lot of bid goes on cars. We do know that the market is starting to adjust. We are seeing that. Monterey is one of those auctions that is, almost not even realistic. In fact, one time we were in Kansas City, we were waiting on the shuttle, and I think I've told you guys this. And Dad asked one of the Mecum guys, "What's your favorite auction? What's your least favorite auction?" And they said Kansas City was actually one of the staff's favorite auctions, and Monterey was one of the worst because Monterey is so far fetched from actual reality for normal people. The people that are there have so ungodly much money that it's not even real. It's almost like it's like an alternate universe. So he said that just gets so weird that it's not even enjoyable a lot of times. So chump change for John. There you go. Good question, Big Job. Did you see many American cars over there, Tweedledee? Great question. Nightcrawler's here. Pappy needs to head out, but glad you were able to stop by for a little bit. Man, they are hammering ads tonight. I've killed ads like 5 or 6 times already. And there were several other auctions out there this week. I believe RM has one. I did not look up the rest of the auctions. Just glanced at some of the Mecum results. But if you guys have a little time, something definitely worth checking out. 1966 427 Cobra, $1.2 million. But a lot of this stuff ran on bid goes on too. So definitely worth checking out. Kind of interesting. Kind of gives you an idea to try to get a feel for where things are at. But And it's also kind of cool to see what some of those big dollar cars do bring, even though it's not really reality for most people. Still kind of cool to check out what happens with it sometimes. So anyway, moving on. New inventory. I didn't pick anything up this week since I left Wednesday. Did not have time to chase any cars. And so the only thing I had coming this week is whatever's in the back of the truck from the swap meet, which we'll be getting to soon. Friend went to the Dream Cruise, and Lena was out there with a turbine car. That's pretty cool. Somebody posted some pictures of the Dream Cruise as well on the Nobody's page. I saw that the other day. That is a super cool deal. I've been one time, and that was 2001. I think it was 2001, right before I quit Chrysler. I was up there during the week of the Dream Cruise for some training or meetings or something. And we did go down to Woodward Avenue a few times. Had a great time down there. It is everything that people claim it to be. So if you ever have a chance to check it out, it is worth it. It is every bit of what people say it is. So it definitely worth going. But that's what's so great about the Nobody's page and all the stuff you guys are sharing out there with that. So let's catch a promo model. Let's catch a couple of emblems tonight. Let's talk about the raffle, and let's sell some cool stuff to add to your guys' collection. Starting off tonight with the emblems. This is a beautiful piece. Let's see. Tweety D said he saw Ford Rangers and one Chevy truck. So not a lot of American cars over there, but a few. The first badge tonight comes from the 1950, I believe this is 54, 55 era, from our friends at Hudson. The Hornet. This is a great looking emblem. Chrome plated pop metal. I believe this went on the front fender. I think this was a couple years later than like the 51, 52. I think this was like 54, 55, but I'm not 100% sure. Tons of mopeds. It's just over 8 inches long. So it is definitely a noticeable piece. 8 inches from tip to tip. It's fairly flat, has a slight curve to it. It is stud mount and chrome plated pot metal. Joe's Classics, Tulsa and surrounding people. Well, he'll be in Mounds on October 4th to the 6th, chopping a 51 Ford in the Joel Davis chop class. That sounds like fun, Joe's Classics. Yeah, it's a beautiful piece. There's Jason Bradshaw. Glad you made it tonight. Leo made it by tonight. Glad you guys are all stopping by and hanging out. So there's the first badge of the night. Like I said, I believe it's 54, 55-ish. I mean, beautiful piece. You can see the chrome shining on this thing. Considering that's about 70-year-old chrome-plated pop metal, it's a good-looking piece. No stoplights and lots of roundabouts. That actually does sound pretty crazy, Tweely D. So back into the mid-50s on this one. Now, the next badge, we're going to move up. Yes, we're going to move up quite a bit, and I've hesitated on doing this one, but I thought, you know what? There really is, this thing actually is getting old, believe it or not. It's kind of crazy to think about it, but they haven't even made these cars in close to 25 years. Or actually close to 30 years. It's been over 25 years since they even made these cars. So I thought, what the heck? And we do have some younger viewers on here that probably don't even hardly remember these things. These cars were basically done in the late 90s. Chrysler they came with the Jeep deal, obviously. They made them for about 10 more years. Mike from Texas, before they finally ended up getting rid of, due to overlap in the markets, on the Eagle. I would assume that we'll take videos on the Nobody's page, Tweedly D. I would think it would. If you want to throw some up there, that'd be kind of interesting. So, there again, more ads. This, I think, is like a front badge emblem off of like a early to mid 90s Eagle Vision. This badge, it is plastic, chrome plated plastic. It is about 5 inches across and about 3 1/4 high. You know, and the Eagle, obviously, it came along. I mean, Chrysler bought AMC to get Jeep. I mean, that and the V8. That was no surprise. There was no question about that. Chrysler wanted the Jeep, and they wanted the 360 back. That's all it boils down to. And the Eagle came along as, you know, you don't want to say dead weight because they weren't a bad car, but they had so much overlap in the car market at that point, still producing Plymouths and Dodges and Chryslers, that adding another car line was almost redundant. The only reason it stuck around is back in the 90s, a lot of those Jeeps were really, or not the Jeeps, excuse me, the Jeep dealers, when they bought AMC, became standalone Jeep, and they didn't have anything but Jeep to sell. Now, in today's market, that's not necessarily a bad thing. You can't hardly give cars away. Back in the 90s, you couldn't really just leave a Jeep dealer hanging without a car. So these did go into production. They sold the Premiers, the Eagle Premiers, for several years. Then they went to the Eagle Vision. And then, just like Buick Man mentioned, the Eagle Talon. So they, you know, the Eagle was made up until the Vision was made till 97. When the new LH platform came out in 98, then there was no more Eagle Vision cars. So let me get caught up on comments. Yeah, YouTube's hammering ads tonight. Big job. There is no doubt about it. Used to see a lot of Eagles in the 90s. Don't really see them anymore. That's for sure. John wants one now. So let's see. Okay, looks like I'm caught up. Scott's here with us. Glad you stopped by, Scott. And as we've looked at before, I do have what I believe to be one of the last artist's original design renderings for what would have been the 1998 Eagle Vision, which was never produced. That's right. They were good cars, Glenn. They were. That's true. So, you know, another interesting piece of memorabilia in my collection that has a little bit of ties back to my Chrysler day, that original design watercolor. X-Ray Dean made it for the Eagle Vision that never was. So I think it's kind of neat. It's been laying there for a while. I've been kind of hesitant, but I was like, you know what? It's been almost 30 years since they produced these cars. They do hold a unique place in history because of the Jeep situation, that a lot of those dealers just didn't have a car, and they had to produce a car to keep them with them. That's right, number one. I had one of those Talons, dual overhead cam turbo, all-wheel drive with a 5-speed. I had one of those for a company car for a few months in the Minneapolis zone office. Yeah, you actually could backlight it. It is open on the back. You could backlight it. It would look pretty cool. So that's what we've got for emblems tonight. Two completely different generations for cars that no longer exist. The Hudson Hornet and the Eagle Vision. Promo models. Glad you guys like the badges. We got a lot of great feedback on the Eagle badge, which kind of surprised me, but I'm glad. But that's the point of mixing this stuff in. Mixing in things that we haven't thought about for a while. It brings back a lot of memories. Sometimes good, sometimes bad. But hey, it brings back memories, so we go with it. The Vision, the Talon, the Summit, and the Colt. The Colt was a Dodge, actually. The Summit was the compact Eagle. Let's move on to a promo model. Once again, to a vehicle that we don't think should be old yet, but I know to some of our viewers it is. Some of this stuff going back to the 90s, we don't even really think about it being old, but it realistically is now. An Eagle Neon. That would have been interesting. But tonight's promo model, this is fresh out of the box. Still has the wires hanging underneath it. And kind of crazy to think that some of this stuff is now 30 years old. We still see some of them on the road. We don't think much about it. And this is what's kind of crazy. We think about some of this stuff that we still see today. And think about when you put it into perspective for as long as vehicles last today, compared to what they used to do, back 30, 40, 50 years ago. I know, John, I know what you're saying because I remember some of this stuff. These were crazy popular when they came out. It's kind of crazy to think that this is now 30 years old and that our SUV is going to be considered collectible. I think they will because they were so common and a lot of people liked them and a lot of people had them. And for this promo tonight, we're going back to 1995, almost to that 30-year mark for the Ford Explorer Limited. Yes, they actually made an Explorer promo. There again, promos were still being made back in the 90s. They were still a big thing. This one, brand new, still in the box. This one was black, but it actually did have a tan interior in it. So a little bit more detail to it. It wasn't limited. You can see the limited badge on the side of it right over there. This one obviously in great condition. It's just recently out of the box. Still has all the wires on the bottom of it to tie it to the box. Pete's never seen one of those, but does have an Expedition. And there again, it's kind of crazy to think that some of this stuff we don't think is that old is starting to get old. We don't see it that often anymore. That's right, Glenn. They've had to have made 1 billion of these things. I believe, if I remember correctly, this was towards the end of the initial body style on Explorers. I think they revamped these in like 97. So this would have been the end of the original run of Explorers with this front end on it, but the same basic shape as the original Ford Explorers when they came out. Yeah, I'm sure you see a lot of them, Glenn. And there again, that's a perfect example of what we were just talking about. Big Job. Our SUV is going to be collectible. I think they will for that exact reason. Big Job bought one like that new, hauled the kids in it. It was part of everybody's lives. The exact same thing is why everybody loves station wagons today. They're different, they're cool, they're unique, and they were overlooked for so many years, and now people are kind of saying, oh, that's kind of neat. Just like Glenn said, they've smashed a ton of these that come into the yard for weight. So, what's going to happen to all these? Matt knew a lady that won a free one. That's an even better deal, I guess. So kind of crazy to think about that this stuff is starting to get old. Is it going to be collectible? Is it going to be desirable? Who knows? But if nothing else, we've got the promo model of it still brand new in the box. Get that one tucked back away so it doesn't get banged around or dropped or anything. Got her back in the original AMT box. And let's move on to the raffle. Let's talk about the raffle real quick. Only a couple of new entries into the raffle this week. That's why I keep some of that stuff, John. I'm starting to keep some of that 90s stuff like that you never know what somebody may need. But this week into the raffle, only, like I said, only a couple of entries this month. Jason Bradshaw got in, caught me at the swap meet, as well as Alec Blanchett. The only two new entries this week. But remember what we're doing for bonus raffles this week? Yes, let's grab the bonus raffle can. We filled the bonus raffle can with extra emblems from our good friend's viewer box that he sent us. We've looked at these over the last several weeks. We dug through those viewer boxes. There was a lot of emblems I already have. I checked with the viewer that donated it. He said, absolutely, pass some of it on down to some of the others. So we filled this can full of emblems out of the viewer box. So, as always, these bonus drawings do not ship by themselves. They will ship with your next shipment, whether that's an auction win, whether you win the raffle, etc., etc. But let's go ahead and yank something out of here. Man, we've got Cordoba. Check that baby out. This is an actual metal Cordoba emblem, but it was put on with double-sided tape. Nice and flat, big chrome Chrysler Cordoba. Let's see who this is for. Probably a Chevy fan like Pete or somebody will win it. All right, let's see what we got here. Now we're down to one. Yep. What do we got? Jason Bradshaw. Jason Bradshaw on the Cordoba emblem. Okay. Got his name written right on the back of that. We'll put that in the shipment box. So next time Jason has an auction win or a raffle win, we'll get that in there. And as always, these bonus drawings do not affect you in the main raffle. So right back into the big Buick oil can we go for the main drawing. So anyway, I guess that takes care of the raffle. So what's next? How about some auction stuff? Anybody ready to do some auction stuff? Bet you guys are getting thirsty. These are laying right here being all lonely. Auction action. Brian, ready to go. Let me sort a few things out here real quick. Get a few things rounded up, and we'll get ready to roll. Yep, Buick, man, you better go grab another one. Looks like we got some stuff rounded up here, ready to go. We got some cool stuff laid out. I think this is going to be fun. It's always fun. We know that. As always, I'll hold up the item. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about that particular car, maybe a little bit about its place in history. We'll point out any defects in the piece. We'll look at the front, the side, the top, the back, the bottom. We may give you some dimensions on it if we're not sure how big it is. As we're talking about that particular piece, if it's something you're interested in, please be sure to throw a bid in and let me know that we've got interest in it. After I finish the description, I will put it on a timer right here on my cell phone. We will go 2 minutes. I will tell you when 1 minute has passed. I will tell you when 1 minute and 30 seconds has passed on the way to 2 minutes. Mike already hears the snipers loading and cocking. That could be very true. Billy Bowman's here tonight. So I'll tell you when 1 minute is gone. I'll tell you when 1 minute 30 is gone. That is your final warning. Everybody has a delay. Some guys it's a couple seconds. Sometimes it's 30 seconds. That varies with your device as well as your internet provider. Smartphone, smart TV, tablet, PC, and your internet provider all affect what your delay may or may not be. That's why after I give you that minute 30 mark, that's time to be throwing your main bid out there and being ready to go. So at the end of 2 minutes, when I see 200 on my phone, I do keep it in my phone literally right here next to the computer, next to the comments. So right now, I would tell you 1 minute has passed. We've got 1 minute left to go. That way I can see the comments and the phone at the same time. Keep that right there in position. It's all small stuff tonight, so shipping will be included. No big bulky stuff tonight where we got to kind of help with some of the shipping. Glenn's phone is always a couple of seconds ahead of his iPad. So see, there we go. Yep. GDP, 10 on the first auction and ready to go. Uncle Shaggy made it back. Well, we're going to start off with a few smaller things, GDP. So we'll wait till we get rolling. A few reruns that we're going to work in tonight on stuff that didn't get paid for from a few months back. And but a lot of cool stuff going on tonight. So we'll start off with a few smaller pieces. As always, I will read off all of the bids as they come in on the first few items so you guys can get an idea of where you're at. First thing is going to be a rerun from several months ago, and these things are really cool. I hope you guys like them. These aren't super rare or high dollar, but they're cool pieces, and I think you guys will appreciate them. I've got a couple of boxes of these things, and they're all different. So, but these are really cool. There are 6 of them in here, 5 of them in this group. These old aviation photos. Check these things out. There's the first one. There's the second one. These are original old black and white aviation pictures. Check out this plane. Look at this weird biplane, and look at the way the propeller is mounted on the front with the, almost kind of in the middle. DH4 to Haviland. All right, awesome, Alex. Appreciate that. And one more. Check out this dude. So, all 5 of these, are you still good at 10 GDP? Are you starting us at 10? Or are you not interested in the pictures? All 5 of these are just neat little pieces. Like I said, not super high dollar stuff. Just a cool little collection on all these old, and these are originals. These are not reprints or anything. This is the way they come. Alex at 20. GDP said he's still good at 10, but I've got Alex at 20. These are cool. I'll dig through some more of these boxes if you guys like them. The problem with these, I'll be honest with you, there is a problem. I've got a couple boxes of these. they're so cool, I don't want to get rid of them. But if you guys dig them, I'll dig a few more handfuls out of some of these pictures and sell them in groups because they are neat. But, man, these are so cool. Alex at 20, and we are on the timer. The backs are mostly blank except for one. This one, I think this is the photographer's info on the back of this one. But the rest of these don't really have anything on them. There's one of them was marked number 45, so it was probably, you know, as it was being sorted or something. Alex is all from the 30s. I would say that's a very, very accurate representation, if not early 30s, late 20s even. 1 minute gone, 1 minute left to go. So, yeah, they're pretty neat. If you guys like them, I'll dig a few more handfuls out. So we'll see what happens. But there's coming up on the minute 30 mark, Alex at 20. There's a minute 30 gone, 30 seconds left to go. Alex at 20. And we'll dig a few more handfuls of these out and see what you guys think. Like I said, the problem is every time I go through the boxes, they're so stinking cool. It's like, nope, don't want to sell that. Nope, don't want to sell that. Nope, don't want to sell that. Alex at 20, about ready to wrap this one up. And that does it. Alex at 20. Let's catch a few more reruns, which are not always bad, guys. Reruns are never bad because this stuff is all cool. I know the feeling, John, all too well. Surprisingly, this didn't get paid for. Kind of surprised. Because this is one of those old wrenches, but I thought it was great. Didn't get paid for, so here it is. The old school tungsten spark plug wrench. Check this thing out, and it's always on the job. Says so right there. No doubt about it. Always on the job. Double-ended, old school, probably 20s, maybe teens, tungsten spark plug wrench. Kevin at 10. It is 7 inches long. 7 inches tip to tip. Pretty good condition. The always on the job is not even actually straight. Look at the way that was stamped. Dean at 15. So let's get this thing rolling on the timer. The tungsten is nice and straight. But the always on the job was really kind of crudely cast into there. The wrench ends of it still look pretty good. The hex parts of it, they've got a little bit of wear, but not terrible. Kevin, 16. Alex, 22. That's another good point, John. Can you imagine the busted knuckles that this thing was responsible for? Alex at 22 as we're coming up on that 1 minute mark. No, I don't think it would work very well on a 5.4. 1 minute gone, 1 minute left to go. I thought this side was smaller, but that's a good question. Let's double check it. This is about 1 1/8 inches. This is about 1 1/4 inches. So this one is slightly larger. Minute 30 gone, 30 seconds left to go. Alex at 22. Would make a good door handle. It could be used as a door handle. Yep. Just about ready to wind this one down. We've got Alex at 22. And Alex takes home the first 2 pieces of the night. Yeah, that's a great piece. Hudson Badge. Yep, that's right, guys. We have that night we got hammered with trolls. Pete and Kevin both contacted me and said, "Hey, we'll do this if you want us to." So I was like, "Dude, that would be awesome if you would." So they did step up to help us out on that. Let's see. That's perfect for your Model T garage, Alex. No doubt about it. Let's catch what the heck? Let's catch a few more of these rerun pieces. How about a plate? 1961 Kansas, 3-digit, 595. 61 was white with brown numerals and letters. This one, the state is actually stamped in. It is not cut out. We've looked at some of these where it's actually cut out. This is a full plate where this is stamped in. 595, triple digit. Back of it looks pretty good. This is just an average. It's got a little bit of paint loss down here. Still presents well. Good colors, good paint. Just a nice, clean 61 Kansas. This actually goes with the 61 Centennial plates that we've had. These said Centennial. They had a 61 Centennial that was actually white and brown as well. So this is a rerun from a few months back on the 1961 Kansas triple-digit 595 plate. That's right, JP. It is Edwards County. That's what the ED stands for. Yep, Mike, it is Edwards County. Let's get this thing rolling on the timer. The 1961 Kansas Centennial plate. Dean at 13. Alex 10, Martin 14. Hey, that sounds good, John. That's positive. Dean 15. Martin 16. And there's the 1 minute mark. 1 minute gone, 1 minute left to go. Minute 30 gone. Down to 30 seconds left. Martin at 16. Dean 18. coming out of the wire. And that does it. Dean at 18. Martin had a 19, but it was too late. Mark has jumped in and out a few times. He had some other stuff that's been going on Sunday nights. So Mark Falcon jumps on occasionally for a few minutes here and there, but he has not had time to be on with us as regularly as he has been in the past. All right, I got one more piece. This is one more rerun, and then I'm going to save some of the reruns for later, get into some of the new stuff I've got ready for tonight. This is a beauty. It did not get paid for. It's a knockout piece. So ads. Well, that's perfect. Perfect timing. We'll just let her flow here for a second as I get this other piece polished up here and ready to go. Okay, looks like you guys are all back. Going back to the emblem and badge arena, kind of. And I think you guys are going to dig this. It's a cool piece. Like I said, we sold it once, didn't get paid for. I know a lot of you guys really liked it. For some of our Buick fans, the 1941 Buick Special Radio Delete Plate. You guys remember this thing? Yeah, everybody went bananas over it. Great kitty. You know better than that. This is a killer piece. Everybody went nuts over it. High bidder did not pay for it. The special is actually cast into it. This is actually old plastic to resemble the radio knobs. This is the original plastic. I'm going to get some more aircraft picks, Joe, here for next week. Those were reruns, and I forgot you guys liked them. So I'll get a couple more handfuls of aircraft pictures for next week, Joe. So I'll dig some more of them out. It's just tough, man, because there's so many cool ones in there. It's tough figuring out what I want to let go. But we will have some more next week for you, Joe. This is, yeah, that's right. Even a delete plate had class. Dean at 20. This is eight and 5/8 long and about 2.5 tall. The back of this thing is nice and clean. Loader mic at 22. You bet, Joe. We'll get some more out. Like I said, I just struggle with it, man, because they're so cool. But I know you love them, and I know a lot of you other guys love them. So we'll get a few more out. But the special is cast in. The plastic, you can see the little nubs where they came back through. Good looking piece. There's Dan from Defiance on with us. The chrome is obviously a knockout, amazing chrome. Literally like mirror-like chrome. So we've got Loader Mike at 22. You could mount it right now. Loader Mike at 22, and boom, the timer is live. We are rolling. Kevin at 25. Sends signals with this thing like a mirror. One minute gone, 1 minute left to go. Kevin L at 25. Tractor Mike, 30. Joe's going to stroke out on us. Don't stroke out on us, Joe. She's a beauty. And in 30 seconds, she's going to have a new owner. Tractor Mike at 30. This will have a new owner in less than 30 seconds. Tractor Mike, 30. Just about ready to wind this one down. Pete, 37. And that does it. Woo, Pete got that in about 158. Kevin had a 35 in there, but it came in too late. Loader Mike was ready to go, but didn't want to outbid Tractor Mike. The mics are going at it. Nope, you're okay, Joe. Pete at 37 is our winner. That it would do, Tim. Let's catch another one of these Tootsie toys. We need to do another Tootsie. You guys know I bought a whole bunch of Tootsies a while back. How about a Tootsie delivery truck? Check out the nose on this baby. This was played with. It does have some paint chipping. Was a delivery truck. There's nothing on the side racks, but it did have something. I think it had something there. Not sure what this is supposed to be, but it is a cool looking truck. Check out the big skirted rear fenders. Bottom is pretty clean, has all the original tires and wheels on it. It does say Tootsie made in the USA, clear down in this deep groove. Not sure if you guys will be able to read that or not. Loader Mike at 10. This is a little bit bigger. It's about 5 3/4. 5 3/4. This one is almost 6 inches long. Cool looking old truck. Check out the old design. Balun wire at 20, and we got this thing live and on the timer. Balun wire at 20. Cool looking old Tootsie. Glenn at 25. Balun wire 35. Coming up on the 1 minute mark. 1 minute gone, 1 minute left to go. Balun wire at 35. Minute 30 gone, 30 seconds left to go. Yeah, it does look like it holds cases of soda. About ready to wrap this one up. Balun wire at 35. And that does it. Balun wire at 35. Oh, and just give me a shout sometime this next week when we talk about those engines, Balun wire, now that I'm back. All right, something else a little off the beaten path. We did a few of these last week. These are not high dollar pieces, but they're really cool. Some of these outdoor magazines. These are Outdoor Life from 1951 and 52. We're going to give you a quick glimpse inside of these things. This particular one is October of 51. Muskie fisherman marooned with his 51 Nash. Check out this Remington ad. Get behind the world's strongest bolt action rifle. Look at some of the ads and the graphics in these things. On the back cover, Prestone. Yeah, it's great artwork. These things are cool. We're going to do all three of them because these aren't big high dollar pieces. I know that. But they're so great, and I think you guys would really appreciate them. Remington. Zenith radios. Yeah, the ads are just amazing. And, of course, there are articles in these things. Don't get me wrong. These do have articles. Just the ads are so cool that it's hard to miss them. Evinrude outboard. Pennzoil. Miller High Life. Check out the Miller High Life ad. And one more, this one as well. Was that a... Okay, I missed that baling wire. Target for tomorrow, photo mapped by the U.S. Air Force. Joe's class's older brother was in a magazine ad for Daisy BB guns. That would be cool. Johnson's car plate gives a lasting diamond shine in 20 minutes. That's true, Loader Mike. Playboy had articles too. Evinrude. So, anyway, White Horse Whiskey. Check this out. White Horse Whiskey. So, all three of them, one-shot deal. Tony at 10, Loader Mike at 15. Let's get this thing rolling. We could spend an hour going through these things. I just wanted to hit some of the high spots. Loader Mike at 15. No, Hugh Hefner was working for Esquire, I believe, in 1952, if I remember correctly. Alex? Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Alex. I knew he worked for Esquire. That would have been about in that window. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 1952. 19 1 minute gone, 1 minute left to go. We got a loader mic at 15. Just like he said, we're men and like to shoot stuff. A minute 30 gone. Tony at 18. 30 seconds left to go. Tony at 18, about ready to wind this one up. A few more seconds left to go. Loader mic at 20. And that does it. Loader mic at 20. We'll put this in Loader Mike's pile. Let's catch another license plate. Let's go out of state this time. This one's trimmed up a little bit on the bottom, but it is almost 65 years old. I guess it's it's got an excuse to be banged up a little bit. But going up north to Nebraska, to 1960 to the beef state. This is notched here along the bottom. Now, in Nebraska was apparently already going to stickers because it's got a 61 sticker down here in the corner. This is basically a standard size plate, roughly 6x12. Small notch trimmed out of the bottom, but the beef state all still very clear and crisp. Black background with yellow numbers and letters on this 1960 Nebraska beef state plate. So anyway, I don't know much about these. We haven't done a lot of Nebraska plates. So something's kind of different. So let's see what you guys think of the beef state Nebraska. Let's get this thing boogieing. Bill, this got to jump off. We'll definitely hope to see you next week, Bill. On the 1960 Nebraska. What are you doing in there, Gray Kitty? Tony at 12. Martin at 14. One minute gone, 1 minute left to go. Dean, 15. X-Ray Dean at 15. A minute 30 gone, 30 seconds left to go. Martin at 16. Tony at 18. Loader Mike at 16. Tony at 18's our high bidder. Less than 30 seconds left to go. Michael Brown stopped by to see us. Good to see you, Michael. Martin at 19. Coming out of the wire with a few seconds left to go. And that does it. Martin at 19. Martin snags another license plate for his collection. How about another Tootsie? These things are really cool. I'm keeping some of these, but I'm going to let a couple of them go. I didn't even know Tootsie made these till I got this last batch of them. Pretty cool piece. This one has been painted at some point in its life, so it would need to be cleaned up and refinished. But you don't see a lot of Tootsie Toy cruise ships. Look at this big ocean liner, a big Tootsie ocean liner. These had little small wheels on the bottom of them, so you could actually roll them. Not very well. They were pretty small, but you could roll them. This does say Tootsie Toy on it. It is. These are neat, Alex. Like I said, we sold one other one. I've got a couple I'm going to keep. I don't know if I'll sell any more of these or not. It is 5 3/4 inches long, so it's a little under 6 inches long on the Tootsie Tannic. That's a good way to put it, Alex. Alan, I had not thought of that. Dean started us off at 10. Like I said, someone has done some paint work on it that would need to be cleaned up to make it correct again, because it's got a couple layers of paint on it, but it's still kind of cool. Dean at 10. Let's get this thing on the timer and get going. Sounds good, Mike. Hope everything goes well tomorrow. Good luck, and hope your surgery is successful. Coming up on the 1 minute mark, Dean, our only bidder at 10 on this thing. Oh, these things were super cool. 1 minute gone, 1 minute left to go. Alan at 12. Alex at 15. Minute 30 gone, minute 30 left to go. Dean at 17. Few seconds left. What's going to happen? And that does it. There they go. Out Kevin at 22. All too late. Dean at 17 is who we had at the 2 minute mark. Who's ready for a cool badge? How about a Hudson badge? Anyway, I got another cool badge set out for tonight. I think we did one of these several months ago. I came up with another one. It's got one decent chip out of it, but these things are beautiful. I bet you were sweating that one, Dean. Alex is ready for some badges. Well, this isn't a super early badge. This is going back into the 50s, but it is a killer enamel badge. It's a statement piece. It's in your face. It's large. It's in charge. It is. You're a great kitty is what you are. 4 inches tall and 3 inches wide for our Mopar fans from around 1950, 1951 era on this big, beautiful Dodge enamel front badge. 4 inches tall all the way to the top of the crown, 3 inches wide. This mounted on the front of the hood or the front of the grill somewhere up in that area. You can see it's V-shaped. It is stud mount, threaded studs. It does have a pretty decent sized chip in the red right there. That is actually chipped. Alex 30, Kevin 10, but we got Alex at 30. Obviously nice and clean on the back. Good looking piece, sharp looking badge. Like I said, other than that one chip, this thing is a beauty. The chrome looks great. And here in 2 minutes, it's going to one of your guys' collection because there we go. We are live and we are on the timer. Alex at 30. We'll see what happens. Kenny Peterson's here. Alex at 30, and it's just crickets. This thing might be interesting. It's a good looking piece. One minute gone, 1 minute left to go, and there ain't nothing going on. Almost to a minute 30. Minute 30 gone. 30 seconds left to go. Alex at 30, and there still ain't nothing going on. We're coming down to the wire. This is about it. Tony, 38. Kevin, 41. And that does it. Kevin at 41. Alex had a 40 in there. Alex came back with 45. But Kevin Brown at 41 is who we had at the 200 mark. All right, let's do some pieces of literature here. And I don't know if you guys are going to be interested in these or not. These are a little bit different from what we've been doing. I know you guys love the Chevy stuff. Let's have an Auburn badge. But this stuff's a little bit different, but it's great colors, great graphics, and it's a little bit different than what we're used to, but it's well worth it, and they're pretty cool pieces. So we'll see if you guys like it. If you don't like it, we won't sell it. I'll put it on eBay or do something with it. How about some sales literature for Ramblers? The 1961 Rambler Classic, the all-purpose compact car. This even comes with its own poster. Engines on the back. So that's the first one, the 1961 Rambler brochure. The next two are from 65. One of the three sensible spectaculars, the compact economy king, the 65 American. Just great pictures in these things. and the different models and colors on the back. And the last one also a 65, the Classic, the new intermediate size Rambler, the V8 or the 6 Classic. Check out the action shot of the Rambler convertible. Huh? What do you think of that? The wagons. The features. So anyway, this stuff is pretty specific whether you like Ramblers or not. So if there's any interest, we'll sell it. If not, I'll put it back in the box and sort it out later. So you guys tell me what you think on the Rambler brochures. Matt is going to start us off at 10. All right, we'll go ahead and roll with it. Matt's going to get us rolling at 10. We'll see what happens. Hopefully there's some more Rambler fans out there. We are live and we're on the timer. All three of them, one-shot deal. Matt at 10. Maybe Matt's our only bid. Not many other Rambler fans out there. Loader Mike at 12. Just over 1 minute. 1 minute gone. Just under a minute left to go. Loader Mike at 12. John at 13. A minute 30 left to go. Minute 30 gone. Just under 30 seconds left to go. John at 13. Matt, 15. needed a hammer to smash the buttons because the push button was stuck. That doesn't sound like much fun, Michael. About ready to wrap this one up. Matt at 15. Few seconds left to go. And that does it. Matt at 15. All right, let's catch another license plate and then see where we want to go from here. Actually, we got a couple license plates laying here we can do. This next one, kind of a mediocre condition, but what's cool about it, it is for a bigger truck. The 1963 Oklahoma. No, Michael, I did not get any hubcaps ready for tonight. I just flat ran out of time since I just got home. So I do not have hubcaps tonight. But this 1963 Oklahoma commercial truck, this is all stamped in it. Black, white letters. We see how all that is. Everything is stamped into the plate. Standard size, roughly 12 by 6 plate. A little bit of surface rust. Pretty decent colors. Loader Mike at 5. Wish it was 66. I don't know. I'll have to look see if I got a 66 for you, Kevin. I don't have a ton of Oklahoma plates. I've got a few more back there. But like I said, decent shape, just some surface rust, but it is big truck since it has commercial truck stamped right in it. Loader Mike at 5. Let's get this thing rolling. We'll catch another cool plate after this. Briggs at 10. You bet, Kevin. Later this fall, Michael, is the next time I'll be in there. Hopefully later this fall. Mark made it. $266 Oklahoma's okay. One minute gone, 1 minute left to go. There's a minute 30, 30 seconds left. Briggs at 10. Michael's jumping off. Glad you were able to swing by tonight for a while. Balin wire, 15. Tony, 16. And that does it. Tony at 16. Barely slid that one in. Yep, good to see you, Mike. I'm glad you were able to stop by. All right, let's catch one more plate, and then we'll kind of see where we're at for the night. Maybe catch a little bit out of one of these auto trade journals. But I got one more plate laying here ready to go. Backing it up a few more years on an old school Kansas plate from 1932. Orange with black letters. This has a little bit of surface rust over here. We can see the backside of this plate is fairly clean. We can see it's not rusted out, beat up. Still pretty flat, still in pretty darn decent shape considering this thing is 92 years old on this 1932 Kansas plate. This is one of the long, skinny ones. It is about 14 3/8 long, a little over 14 long, a little over 4 tall, compared to our normal, 6 by 12 kind of standard size plates. Loader Mike at 15, but not in terrible shape. The edges are pretty decent, just a little bit of surface rust down here, and we're ready to go. Loader Mike at 15. Let's get this thing going, and then we're going to catch a little bit from the Automobile Trade Journal before we wrap things up for the evening. Loader Mike are only one on this one. Alex at 40, come out swinging. Briggs out of 20, but Alex pretty much covered everybody up with that 40. Graham County, says Nick. I don't have them all memorized. Nick checked it out for us. Glad you're here with us tonight, Nick. 1 minute gone, 1 minute left to go. Alex swinging out there with a 40. A minute 30 gone, 30 seconds left to go. Just about ready to wrap this one up. Alex may have wrapped this one up a little while ago with that $40 swing. And yes, that does it. Alex at 40. Alex Kalish wraps that one up. I guess that's appropriate. Alex started out strong tonight, knocked out the first few pieces, and he wrapped it up for us here at the end. Another fun night with a lot of cool stuff, guys. I appreciate all your participation, hanging out, and having fun with that. All right. Let's have a Hudson badge. Whoops, I dropped the Hudson badge. Can't do that. How about the Auburn badge? Okay. Let's catch a few things from the magazine so graciously donated to us by our good friend Glenn. The Automobile Trade Journal from 1934. We've been doing some stuff out of the 1913 one. I want to jump back up to this one from 1934. And it's probably time we mix in something a little bit newer, but these things are so great. Some of you guys have bought some of your own Automobile Trade Journals. Austin's bailing off. We'll see you next week. And that's right, just like Matt says, congratulations to all of the winners. And super excited about you guys adding some stuff to your collection. For the October 1934 issue of the Automobile Trade Journal, Glenn found us this one as well as another one. Let's check out a few tidbits in here before we get ready to wind things down tonight. It's been a little while since we've gotten into this one. We've been working out of the 1913 one for the last few weeks. Let's catch a few more tidbits and see what was going on in October of 1934. Now, we're in, where are we at? August now? So basically what we're going to be reading about was happening 90 years ago this week, essentially. This was the October issue, so it was probably put together in September based on a lot of information from the end of August, which is about where we were at. So, yep, I don't blame you, Briggs. That's why we're going to back up to 7:30 for a start time. So 90 years ago, basically right now, this is what was going on in the Automobile Trade Journal in the world of cars. We now know as collector cars. Back then, it was just the normal car world. We're going to catch a few articles in the section called So the Trade Winds Blow. That's what this section is entitled. There are several different tidbits in here. We've got a few of them picked out. Some of it just kind of drags out, so we're not going to catch all of them. But we're going to catch a few of them because just it's so interesting and so cool seeing what was going on literally 90 years ago this week. Okay? Automotive Service Industry Show attracting largest crowd in history. 302 exhibitors. The biggest jobber attendance in the history of the Automotive Service Industry Show is indicated for the 1934 exposition, which will be held in Cleveland November 19th to the 23rd. By early September, 226 jobber members. By early September, literally a couple weeks from now. So we're literally, these guys were signing up 90 years ago right now. 226 jobber members of the sponsoring associations had already sent in requests for credentials and reduced railroad certificates to get there. This is an extraordinarily good showing at so early a date, according to A.B. Kaufman, the show manager. Kaufman says, the early date or the outstanding feature of this jobber attendance is the fact that they are bringing more of their people this year than heretofore. Ordinarily, the principals of the company attend, but this year they are bringing the buyer and in some instances several salesmen, which I feel is an indication that business is on the upgrade. They are bringing these salesmen to get more fully posted on the new items and policies of the manufacturers. 302 exhibitors took 67,570 square feet of space to make the 1934 Automotive Service Industry Show at the Space Drawing, which was conducted by the Joint Operating Committee at Cleveland September 14th. And that's true. That's a good point, Glenn. They're still struggling to recover from the Depression. Members of the committee forecast the biggest and most comprehensive display of parts, accessories, equipment, and supplies that has ever been offered under the auspices of three organizations which sponsor the Automotive Service Industry Show, namely the Motor and Equipment Manufacturers Association, the National Standard Parts Association, and the Motor and Equipment Wholesalers Association. The exposition itself will occupy the new exposition hall of the Public Auditorium in Cleveland, placing all exhibits in one tremendous hall. Pretty big deal for 1934. Something else kind of interesting. I actually had a picture of this guy, and I didn't know who he was till I read the article. So we're going to touch on this one. I'm going to show you the guy's picture. Too busy helping others to light his own cigar. So I didn't know who this guy was, so I started reading the little snippet here, and it was kind of interesting. Eddie Edinburgh. Once or twice in a lifetime, you meet a man so delicately attuned to society that his every action is a service to his fellow men. Every thought seems devoted to making the pathway of others just a little easier. Such a rare fellow was Eddie Edinburgh. I didn't know who Eddie Edinburgh was. I was trying to figure out who this dude was. He sounded pretty important. What do you think, Grey Kitty? Whether it's an educational activity of national scope, an international event, or an entertainment for 4 people, or 40,000, or a light for your cigarette, Eddie Edinburgh anticipated your wishes and accomplished results with such ease and grace and flair for detail that you might almost forget to thank him. Frequently, folks did forget, but it is doubtful that Eddie even noticed. What? Living in Detroit, he was prominently identified with many major automotive activities. Perhaps Eddie was best known all over the world in automotive circles as Director General for many years of the historic 500-mile international sweepstakes on the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Makes it a little more interesting. Now you know why he could afford cigars, Alan. His fame was worldwide in yachting circles as directing genius in the famous Harmsworth Trophy races. To Henry Ford, whom Eddie bossed one year when Ford was a minor race official, to Walter Chrysler and Alfred Sloan, to Tommy Milton, Gaston Chevrolet, Frank Lockhart, Garwood, to Hubert Scott Payne, Kay Wood, Teddy Clark, he was Eddie. Millions who attend Indianapolis Classics knew his checkered coat, the insignia of supreme authority there, but thousands more will remember his ever-present unlighted cigar, which he almost never smoked, in spite of the fact that he always carried 2 cigarette lighters, in case one didn't work, for the convenience of helping his friends. Eddie was too busy helping fellow men to light his own cigar. As manager of the Michigan Auto Trade Association, he was active in national and state dealer association and code affairs, and recently toured the eastern part of the United States on a special mission connected with the movement to obtain factory support for dealer code enforcement. Waldo Dane Edinburgh, but just Eddie to everybody, died in a Detroit hospital September 21st from uremic poisoning after a short illness. So, kind of interesting. I know that's what's weird about it, Kevin. Yeah, it's that's what's cool about this, though. I didn't know who this dude was. He died 90 years ago Wednesday. So we're literally 90 years ago Wednesday is when the guy that ran the early Indy 500s passed away. Kind of weird, isn't it? But anyway, that's what we've got. Like I said, we're coming up on 2 hours. So we'll probably save some more articles for later. We got some cool stuff coming up. Here's the next few pages we're getting ready to get to. So we'll catch some of this maybe next week. Yeah, I bet he had an amazing photo collection. That's for sure. We got Kevin's business card right here for our bookmark. We'll slide that back in place. And it would have been Alan's mom's birthday today. But that's what's so great about it. It's so neat. Well, I'm glad you're back, Joe, and I'm glad you're having fun. Matt, new work schedule, 12s, Monday through Wednesday, which is a reason it won't be on for Toy Tuesday. Well, we'll see how it works, Matt, but I appreciate you, mate. Glad you made it by tonight. Glad you had fun tonight, Tony. Real quick, we'll be doing Toy Tuesday. I'm back again, obviously, from being on the road. A lot of cool stuff in the truck we're going to be digging out. A lot of amazing Toy Tuesdays coming up here shortly. So a lot of neat stuff in the truck for that. We will be getting back on a normal schedule. I didn't get a video up Friday night. I posted a video Wednesday night, but it was one that I had accidentally posted before that, so it didn't show it as a new video. When you turn it back off, it doesn't show as a new video. So I did post a new video Wednesday night. It just did not show as a new video. And then Friday night, I was on the road trying to get headed back from Springfield Swap Meet. So anyway, that's kind of what we've got cooking. We'll get some of that content up. I'll definitely try to get the Swap Meet video up. And still got some Jim Wick stuff coming. I have an insane amount of new inventory that we haven't shot. I've still got stuff from when I was out on the road last spring at some buddies' places that we haven't done yet. So, yeah, no kidding, Big Job. I never thought about that. It does make you think. Those guys looking down here, hearing us talking about it 90 years later. That is kind of wild. So anyway, that being said, I think we'll go ahead and get ready to wind things down. What is it? Are we good with 7:30 next week? We'll get that posted up on the Nobody's Facebook page. Not that Facebook is going to work for the video, but we will get it posted on the Nobody's page. So is everybody good with going 7:30 next week and trying to just see if that's just going to kind of be our happy medium and hopefully work for everybody? We'll slide a few more badges in there yet tonight too. So Pete's good with 7:30. Alan's good with 7:30. So, like I said, we'll get it on the Facebook page. We'll try to get a little more feedback there. Okay, everybody's saying 7:30 is good. So let's just plan on that for next week, and we'll get it posted on the Facebook page. Joe says he's always missing it one way or the other anyway, so hopefully you remember to make it back next week, Joe. Kenny says it works out west, which is great because you guys out west, 7 is almost too early, being 5 out there. You guys don't even have your Sunday afternoons wrapped up yet. So that's great, Kenny. I'm glad that's cool with you. Hopefully that will make it a little easier on some of our East Coast guys that haven't been able to join us. I know that's why Whiskey Business hasn't been on. And a few of those others, they just can't. They just got to get up early, and it goes too late. So maybe that'll at least allow some of those guys to jump on and hang out for a bit with us, even if they can't make the whole episode. So we'll shoot for that next week. We'll go for that 7:30 time slot. We'll get that posted. I will make sure I put that in the reminder posts next Sunday as well, and we'll roll with it. So anyway, that being said, I think it's time to wrap things up for the evening. As always, I appreciate you swinging by, hanging out, because if you guys weren't here, this would just be me jabbering into a webcam which would really probably not make much sense. But you guys are here. You guys are what make this happen. Awesome, Alan. I'm glad you do enjoy it. As you guys know, I do build these out. I do try to put these sheets together. Obviously, this week was a little bit crazy when when I leave town on Wednesday and I get home at 4:30 on Sunday, and I've got stuff going on. Like I said, I literally had a Pitt State meeting at 8 o'clock this morning. So 8 o'clock on a Sunday morning, and I had a Pitt State meeting on some stuff that we needed to go over, but we got it done, and that's what mattered. So, thanks, Big Job. I appreciate the Johnny Carson comments. Still flattered that you guys think that what we do here is of any quality whatsoever, much less comparing me to somebody who was a legendary talk show host. But we do try to do I do try to do a good job, and I really appreciate the kind comments and your guys' support, because without your support, this isn't anything. So thanks, everybody. Keep an eye on the last few comments here, see if there's anything else that pops up. Who knows what Facebook's going to do, but regardless, we know we can hang out over here on Sunday nights on YouTube. So we'll go with that. We'll see what happens on Facebook. And Joe's Classics, glad you made it back. I don't know if legend is quite the word, Tim. There are probably some other terms that other people have chosen, but I don't know if legend is one of them. But that's very kind, and I really do appreciate it, Tim. That's very flattering too. So, anyhow, that being said, guys, thanks for stopping by. We'll see some of you live on Tuesday night. Don't know what we're going to do yet, but we'll do some cool stuff Tuesday night. I will definitely get some of that content out. We'll definitely get the swap meet video up at some point this week. I'll try to have it for tomorrow night. I just don't know if I'll get it ready or not. Okay, Joe. Well, whatever we do is good enough to bring you back, and that's awesome. I'm glad you enjoy what we're doing. Tell your friends about us. Have them come by, hang out, and see what they think of it. I've got to get some of this new inventory shot. There's so much stuff here that you guys haven't seen that is so super awesome that I know it's going to be exciting. Plus some of that Jim Wick stuff. And now that, Kenny, might be a stretch. I doubt anybody's going to be talking about this show in 90 years. But I think that might be a stretch. It's nice to think about, but I think that might be a stretch, Kenny. But anyway, thanks for being here, guys. I appreciate you making this thing happen and making it what it is. It's the Hudson badge for some. Well, let's give you one more Hudson badge on the way out as we get ready to sign off for the evening. And we sure hope to see you all right back here next Sunday night at 7:30. And we'll make this thing happen again. So, same bat channel, different bat time next week. 7:30 Sunday night. We're going to do some more live chat. Tell your friends to stop by. Let's have another good time next week. Thanks for being here tonight. Thanks for all your support. Thanks for your support in the auctions. Have a great week, everybody, and we'll see you next Sunday. Thanks for watching.